causal and non-causal type of system. What is causal and non-causal? Anyone? Or should I have to call the name? What do you mean by a causal and non-causal system? How you identify a causal and non-causal system? Okay, I will call out the names. Shraddha, Ambulkar Shraddha. Shraddha.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you define what you mean by a causal and non-causal system?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, in causal system, the input and output means they are represented as means it depends on the present value of
Output depends upon
present value of input and future value of input.
Is it future value? Whether it will depends on future value for a causal system? Gokul Narayan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you tell what you mean by causal system?
Ma'am, a causal system is a system in whose output is dependent upon the present and past outputs of the system.
There?
Sorry, ma'am. Hello. Hello. I'm speaking, ma'am. Am I not audible?
Yeah, now you are audible. I'll tell me.
Okay. Ma'am, so a causal system is a system whose output is dependent upon present and past inputs, and a non-causal system is a system whose output is dependent on present and future outputs.
Non-causal, yes. Present, it depends upon future systems, future inputs. So that
Yes,
is non-causal. Okay. Then what about the next? Static and dynamic.
Static and dynamic system. Static system, its output doesn't change with time, and dynamic system is whose output changes with time. Output is dependent on time.
Dynamic, the one which possesses memory and what is memoryless system. That way you define them. No? Static systems are those systems. Memoryless or memory system?
Memory system.
Memory system is which one? Static or dynamic? Static systems are memory systems or memoryless system?
Static systems are memoryless systems.
Yes, static systems are memoryless and dynamic systems are memory systems. So how you identify from the given equation, how you identify them? Dynamic systems? The one which depends upon the past values, isn't it? Like inductor, if the system contains an inductor or capacitor, they can store the charge. So they are memory systems. So in which the output depends upon the past values, whereas current input only depends, then such kind of systems are static systems. Then time variant and time invariant. Time variant and time invariant. Austin.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Can you define time variant and time invariant? Because we need to solve numericals based on that. Is why I'm revising it again.
Yes, I think time variant means the output of the system varies with time.
How you check that? What is the procedure for checking time invariance?
Maybe if there are any time related variables in it.
First, you are giving the input to the system directly, isn't it? And then getting the output, then that output is delayed. That is one case. Another case, you are delaying the input itself, then giving to the system and obtaining the output. If both the cases we are getting the same output, then such systems are time invariant. Otherwise, they are time variant. That is the procedure to check. Okay. What about linear and non-linear? Linear and non-linear systems. Okay, if you have noted down those, this one, you note it down how to check, because I'll give the numeric. First, we will solve one numerical, then we will do a test based on that also. Because you need to know the condition to check the linearity and the non-linearity of the system, time invariance of the system, causality of the system. All these conditions you should know. Okay, so while solving the next numerical, note it down how to check, because the test you have to solve based on this. Okay, so let us go to the test, this question. So state whether the following system is linear, causal, time variant, and stability. Okay, so these four characteristics of the system to be checked for the given system y of n plus y of n minus 1 equal to x of n plus x of n minus 2. Okay, where x of n is your input and y of n is your output. Okay, but the system equation relates like this: y of n plus y of n minus 1. Y of n minus 1 is the previous output. Okay, y of n is your current input, then previous output is y of n minus 1, then x of n is your current input, x of n minus 2 is your previous input. Okay, now the first one to be checked is the linearity. Okay, before that I rewrote the equation as I took y of n to the one side and just I took minus y of n minus 1 to the other side. Okay, now to check the linearity of this equation. Okay, to check whether the system is linear or non-linear. So let us assume x1 of n is one input which produce an output y1 of n, and x2 of n is another input which produce another output y2 of n. So what is the condition to be checked? We are going to check the weighted sum of output. Okay, weighted sum of output. What are the outputs? y1 of n and y2 of n. Now you have to get the weighted sum. Weighted sum means we are giving a magnitude to that. Weight is a1 to y1 we are giving, and a2 is the weight given to y2. So and their sum. So a1 y1 of n plus a2 y2 of n equal to. So open apply that. What is your y1 and what is your y2? So substituting here in the equation of your question y of n, you are substituting n as 1, and next one you have to substitute n as 2. Okay, substituting there you will get the equation as minus a1 y1 of n y1 of n minus 1, okay, plus a1 into x1 of n plus a1 into x1 of n minus 2. Okay, so while your output is y1 of n, your input will be x1 of n. So that is why wherever x comes you will substitute as x1, and wherever y comes you will substitute as y1. Okay, so that is the weighted sum of output a1 y1 of n. Now the next part is plus a2 y2 of n. So there wherever y is there you will substitute it as y2. Wherever x is there you will substitute it as corresponding input is x2. Okay. So you added that together to get a1 y1 of n plus a2 y2 of n. So this is the weighted sum of output. Now let us get the, okay, I just rearranged that equation. I took the n minus 1 terms together, then x1 of n terms together, then n minus 2, x1 of n minus 2 terms together. Now let us take weighted sum of input. Okay, there we took the weighted sum of output. Now let us take the weighted sum of input, which is y3 of n, that is your input is what is the weighted sum of input? X3 of n. X3 of n is A1 your input x1 of n plus A2 x2 of n. Like that you are putting the weighted sum of input. So the weighted sum of input also you will get, that is A1 x1 of n plus A2 x2 of n. If you substitute that in this equation, you will get A1 y1 n minus 1, A2 y2 n minus 1. The same equation you will get just like we got for the weighted sum of output. Okay, you are putting weight to the input and adding. Okay, so what are the inputs here? X of n and x of n minus 2. Okay, so when you put the weight for the input and add them, then you will get the same equation. So you found out that x3 of n, which is your weighted sum of input, okay, that is equal to your weighted sum of output y1 of n plus y2 of n. So the system is linear. So the equation, the condition to check the linearity is weighted sum of output should be equal to the weighted sum of output due to weighted sum of input. Then you can tell your system is linear. If your system contains any square terms, then your system will become non-linear in nature. Otherwise all these will be linear. If any square terms comes, x of n minus 2 square, such kind of systems comes, then automatically by looking at the equation itself we can make out the system will be non-linear in nature. Next, to check the causality of the system, that is whether it depends on the future input. Anywhere it depends upon the future. So here your equation is n minus 1, n and n minus 2. So nowhere future inputs it doesn't depends. Okay, neither to the future output, neither to the future input. Everywhere it is either present or the past. So the system is causal in nature. Next is the time invariance of the system. So here another easy way, rather than delaying the input and checking the system, here you can look at your difference equation. Since it is a discrete system, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So looking at the discrete equations, this is known as in the continuous time system, this is a differential equation. Actually it is known as differential equation. D square x by dt square, d cube x by dt cube, like that you will write in the continuous time system. But in this you will learn later how writing the difference equation, you will learn later, but just understand here this in discrete time system this is known as difference equation. So if the system is described by a difference equation, the time invariance can be found by looking at the coefficient of the difference equation. What are the coefficients here? Minus 1 for y of n minus 1, then for x of n is 1, and for x of n minus 2 the coefficient is again 1. So if you look at this coefficient, if it is time invariant, if it is constant, then it is time invariant. If it is a function of time, like here before x of n if I have 2n or 5n, any constant and its dependency on the time, then such system will become time variant. But here none of the coefficients have dependency on the time, which is one is minus 1, 1 and 1. So they are all constants. So the system is time invariant. So if the system is represented in difference equation or differential equation in the case of continuous time system and difference equation in case of discrete time system. So if the coefficients are constant, then you can tell it is time invariant. Okay, so all coefficients are constant in nature, so system is time invariant. Now it is the stability of the system. Okay, so here we have our general equation for finding the stability as summation minus infinity to infinity, h of n should be less than infinity. What is this h of n? H of n is nothing but the impulse response of the system. Impulse response of the system. Why we are telling impulse response? If I give an impulse signal to the system, then obviously the output obtained is known as the impulse response. Why specifically impulse? Because this is a discrete time system. Okay, in discrete systems we don't have any continuous time signals. All the signals are in the form of discretized form. Discretized in the sense at the nth sample we have an impulse, then at n plus 1th sample next impulse, like that. It is in the form of impulses. So we can describe the input as impulse signal. Okay, your signal will be converted into a sum of a series of impulses. So obviously your output can be defined as the impulse response. So here I am writing the stability of the system in terms of impulse response of the system. Okay, so let us assume the input system as del of n. Del of n is nothing but the impulse signal to the system. So if I give an impulse signal to the system, then I will obtain an impulse response. So let your response of the system y of n can be taken as h of n. Okay, y of n is the output. Output is taken as the impulse response h of n. Always impulse response will be denoted by h of n. Okay, so in most of the textbooks also they refer the impulse response of a linear time invariant system as h of n. So let us rewrite the equation. Now h of n will be equal to, wherever y is there, replace it by h. So h of n equal to minus h of n minus 1. Now what is your input here? Input is an impulse input, del of n. So plus del of n. Now plus del of n minus 2. Okay. Now as per the definition of impulse, we know how you define an impulse. At t equal to 0, you will get an output as 1 unit impulse. Okay, this is unit impulse only. So at n equal to 0, you will get the output as 1. Rest all case it will be 0. So let us substitute for the first case. Okay, I am giving the input at n equal to 0. So h of 0 is equal to minus h of minus 1 plus del of 0 plus del of minus 2, because you are substituting n as 0. Now, can anyone tell how you obtain 1 here? What are the substitutions for each term? What will be del of 0 and what will be del of minus 2? What will be del of 0 and what will be del of minus 2? Yes, anyone? Akash? Akash, can you hear me?
X of 0.
Akash, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell what are the substitutions for del of 0, del of minus 1, minus 2, minus h of minus 1? Let me show the equations again. Yes, how you obtained 1 here? Just now I told you. If there is any disturbance in my voice, please let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here you have h of 0 is h of, you are just substituting n as 0. So you will get minus h of minus 1 plus del of 0 plus del of minus 2. It is equal, becomes 1. So what are the substitutions for each terms? What is del of 0? What is del of minus 2? What are the substitutions for them? At least that one you can tell. No idea?
For del of 0, we can put x of 0 and substitute above equation.
Del of 0, directly you are substituting for x of n. X of n is what? The input to the system. The input to the system, here you can give any signal. Okay, so in this case I am considering the input to the system is a impulse signal. So that is why directly I have substituted it as del of n. So wherever x is coming, input is coming, there I am substituting it with a impulse input. So that is why I have written it as del. Okay, so what is the definition for the impulse signal? That you should know first. Then only the substitution will become proper. So the definition for impulse signal. Are you remembering what is impulse signal? Do you remember what is impulse signal? You have, this is your time axis, and the impulse signal, let us take this is n as 0. Okay, I'm representing in terms of discrete time system, a continuous time system. Your x-axis will be t, and here discrete, the x-axis will be n. Okay, so here at n equal to 0, you will get a signal. So that is your impulse signal. The rest all period, the impulse will be 0. So that means at n equal to 0 only you are getting an impulse. The rest all period it is 0. So what is del of 0? Only del of 0 will become 1.
1.
Okay, this will be 1. Whereas del of minus 2, it will be 0. Okay, this will be 0. Now our doubt is regarding minus h of minus 1. What is h here? What is h of n here? It is the impulse response. H of n definition means we are assuming I am giving an impulse input, then I am obtaining a impulse response. So this is known as h is specifically defined as impulse response. Okay, this is impulse response. Not as two. So I'm just writing it is known as impulse response H. So what will be your H of minus 1 is the previous impulse response of the system, but I have started giving response input at only at n equal to 0. So first case, in the very first case, assume your previous response of the system is 0. Okay, so since no other conditions given in the question, you assume first case your previous output or previous impulse response of the system is 0. Okay, so 0 plus 1 plus 0 you are obtaining as 1. Now let us go to the next case at n equal to 1 minus h of 1 minus 1, it is minus h of 0 plus del of 1 plus del of minus 1. Now can you substitute now here h of 0 as 1. Okay, so h of 0 from the previous I got h of 0 as 1. So I can substitute here it as 1. Now del of 1 will be 0. Del of minus 1 also will be 0. So you are left out only with minus 1. Now h of 2, again substitute minus h of 1 as minus 1. Then del of 2 as 0. Del of 0 as 1. So it will be, first case is minus of minus 1, 1, 1 plus 1. Like that it goes for any n, if you substitute, you are getting a impulse response. That means it will extend up to infinity. So as per our conditions for checking the stability, impulse response is not, you are not getting a constant value. It is extending up to infinity. It is not absolutely summable. So hence the system will become unstable. Okay. So before going to the next topic, solve this numerical. Solve the numerical. Normally for the exam, the question comes like this. A system will be given. You have to check for minimum 4 conditions. Like that 4 conditions they will be specified. And you have to check for all these conditions in the given system. For a single system will not be asked. Sorry, single condition will not be asked. More than one conditions will be asked for the given system. Are you able to access the question? Pratik, do you got the question? Pratik, could you access the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first question is, equation is y of n equal to 2x into n plus 1 plus x of n minus 1 whole square. So first case is a discrete time system. Second case is a continuous time system.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Attendance is posted.
Okay. All of you can fill the attendance also.